Hello, I'm Patricia, welcoming you to episode 4 of the third series of the Haiku podcast. It's one of our specials, and this week I'll be reading lots of verses, haiku and senryu, on the topic of love. After all, February is the month of love. But why? To be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure. There are a number of St. Valentines, but a lot of them seem to be martyrs. The best I can come up with is that Valentine's Day was associated with signs of spring and fertility, and it moved on from there. Now, the old cynic in me feels that it's just become a way for us to spend money. Let's put that aside though, and remain in the mood to love. My thanks go to Wayne Kingston, who got this topic going with a haiku that we'll hear shortly. Cheers, Wayne. Much like in episode 2, we can celebrate lots of new poets joining the community of writers today. I'll tell you a little bit about them, but there's more information in the show notes, so do go and check them out. I'll also add Twitter handles for all the poets where I have them, so if you're not following each other, please do. Sometimes we have little discussions there too, and it's always great to have some support for our poems and other creative outlets. Don't forget, there'll be a printed Poetry Pede quarterly journal of haiku and senryu, and it will contain all the verses I read out on the podcast today. But as a bonus, there's quite a number of verses that have been created for the topic, which will appear only in the journal. There's a guest judge for each of the topics, who chooses his or her favourite verse, and tells us why. I already have January and February's results. I can't wait to share them in the journal. As usual, I'll start the podcast with haiku and senryu that I've enjoyed reading in other publications. Then I'll read some verses from poets that are new to the podcast, followed by verses from voices you'll all recognise. Let's get going then. First up, something from Michael Dylan Welsh. Valentine's Day. She reminds me to fasten my seatbelt. Next, a couple from Cattail's journal. Chenyu Liu. Love affair with the scent of spring, a robin's song. John McManus. The sweetness of homegrown strawberries, goodbye kiss. And from Haiku, selected and edited by Peter Washington, something from Ezra Pound. As cool as the pale wet leaves of lily of the valley, she lay beside me in the dawn. And lastly, something by me, originally posted on the Haiku Dialogue. Icarus dims. Under the empty chair, his dog. This week, our new poets come from 3 locations, vast locations: India, North America, and Tajikistan. Welcome to you all. I hope you'll join our merry band of poets and continue to submit your work. Let's go alphabetically and start with our selection of poets from the subcontinent of India. Bivona Rhetoric is a student interested in anthropology and genetics, a lover of words, poetry, nature, and the beauty of simple things. She mostly writes rhyming verse, but has had some success with her haiku, which has been published in some very fine publications. Rain Puddle. Another moment in this moment. Neelam Dadwal is from Chandigarh, and she also has an impressive number of published pieces and 2 books. Sudden Hush. Our dog follows Dad to the gate. R. Suresh Babu is an English teacher. His poems have been published in many anthologies and many respected journals. A Kiss. From Puppy's Snout, the Wetness of Love. Now, let's head to North America, where we'll start with a couple of poets from British Columbia. where, of course, in 2021, the Haiku North America Conference is taking place. First up, Tara Stechuk. She's from Kelowna. A mother of 5 children, she loves the great outdoors and has found time to study lots of things like renewable resources, psychology, and immigration studies. I'm full of admiration for you, Tara. 1,000 candles lighting up the night's darkness, just one is needed. Greta McKenna Gibson is a filmmaker, podcaster, and writer, and also writes from British Columbia. That honeyed moon hangs sweet and lazy in the sky, a long, easy life. Next, Valentina Rinaldi Adams, who's from the US and has an Italian heritage. She's another of our poets with its scientific bent, a trained mathematician and a computer programmer. Like many of our other poets, she's been published in some very high-grade haiku publications. Scented Lilacs, Flashbacks of You. Michael Morell is our final US poet and is writing from Philadelphia. Do you know, I was once offered a job in Philadelphia. Anyway, Michael has been writing poetry for many years, over 25 in fact, and has an impressive list of publications to his name. Just last year, he had his first collection of haiku published, Leaf Raking. Congratulations, Michael. Waterfall. A song replaces her silence. Bakhtiar Amini writes in Russian, Tajik Persian and English, and you may recognise his name from The Heron's Nest, where he was the editor's choice in December last year. Wow, I can only dream. Unfamiliar flower, let me call you by my daughter's name. And now let's hear from poets you already know and love. Wayne Kingston. Crystal petals, splintered shards, Valentine heartlance. Dorothy Burrows. Underwater, his old hands scrub her underwear. Devin Harrison. Wolf Moon, salting the slippery path to your door. Kristin Lindquist. First night, we let the champagne go flat. Christina Chin. Regurgitation, I change the clothes, he cleans the puke. Andrew Sire. Warrior's mindset, hating exhaustive training, loving victory. Hemapriya Chalapan. Frog on a twig. Catherine E. Winnick. Observe your soul, tell of delicate delights, writing love notes. James Young. Hold my hand, and we are there again. Again. Robert Horrobin. Love. He uses the other fist. Marina Bellini. Squid ink spaghetti, his black lips, so tasty. Tia Haynes. Blackberry bush, his lips stained by my fingertips. Lovette Carter. Mountain rain, the echo when you say goodbye. Constance Borg. Two clouds join and part in a changing sky. Giddy Nielsen Sweep. The enticing smell of spices and sugar hot tea cake. Kate Alsbury. Slinking to the platform, my heart is still on the last one. Kim Russell. 2 pairs of footprints remain on a windswept beach, the shelter of dunes. Tracy Davidson. Single again, she finds her first love in the obituaries. Richard Sharma. The taste of an old love song, apple pie. Robin Rich. Sparrow prepares the highest branch, waiting for her text. Vandana Parashar. Long winter, his memory takes shape in my womb. Alison Brewood. Buttercups, a mother nuzzles her playful twins. M. Shane Pruitt. Blue bloom in 1,000 petals, she loves me not. Professor R.K. Singh. Meditation, cell phone rings, love echoes. Mark Morris. In a cosy pub, a tug on my untucked shirt, her smile aimed aloft. Pearl. Full moon, how long will we have together? Miniko Takahashi. Starless midnight, bright daybreak, a roller coaster ride. Jonathan Roman. Night terror, I sit up with his fear. Dr. Tim Gardner. The certainty we'll never meet, golden koi. Pravat Kumar Padhi. Love-making, the branches extend each other. Muskan Ahuja. Rainy night, still moist on the pillow, thoughts of him. Mark Gilbert. Looking for love in the stationery cupboard, the smell of cardboard. Isabel Caves. Riverbank, the twists and turns of your affection. Goran Gotalicha. Neighbour's wedding, the migratory routes of seabirds. Pat Gia. Dandelion painted on her cheek. Make love, not war. Elaine Patricia Morris. Grey day by the coast. I wrote his name in a shell, left it on our bench. Richard Bailey. Mum's best friend. Bridge over stilled waters, together again. Peter Draper. I place 2 stones on my shadow and walk away. Ian Speed. Parted, not divided, segmented, not separated, alone, yet not unloved. Isabel Kramer. Moonshadow, the blue sound of our silence. Liliana Dobra. In her smile, a million roses. Woman in love. Craig Kipner. Home from work, asking her, so she'll say she does. Debbie Strange. Valentine's Day, our Dalmatian pup's new red leash. Tomislav Siedlokia. Pushing the ground with her toes, first kiss. Wendy C. Bialek. Building bookshelves. We learn what matters. Eva Drobner. Autumn evening. Love in a bottle of wine. Lost hope. Dan Burt. Our song. Still singing the words wrong. Hannah Hulbert. Such longing to embrace the stranger in my womb. That's it. So many different takes on love. It's been great, hasn't it? But now our love-in is over. And I have to say, many, many thanks to all of you. And don't forget, there are more verses from these wonderful haijin, which will be featured alongside the ones you've just heard in the first quarterly journal of haiku and senryu, which will be out as soon as I can after the end of March. Please check the show notes, learn about the poets we've heard from today, and if you're on Twitter, why not follow these wonderful poets? I know more of you have Twitter handles, but if I haven't added them, I don't have your permission. So let me know if you'd like to change that. My thanks to those of you who've headed off to iTunes or SoundCloud, etc., and left reviews. I truly appreciate it. If you haven't done that already, it would be great if you could do it when you have a minute. I know everyone's busy, so don't feel pressured to do it. The next podcast, on the first Monday of March, I'll be continuing with the essence of haiku. I've had a lot of feedback from episode 3, thank you very much. It's given me a lot to think about. Now I'm puzzling about emotion, how to talk about it and whether that's what I actually mean. Anyway, if you have thoughts, email them. I'd be grateful for them. Last but not least, a reminder for the next deadline. It's the 1st of March for haiku and senryu on the topic of recipes. Tell me about your favourites. I'm looking forward to receiving more, and so is our next judge. Email me the results of your musing, but until next time, keep writing. Don't forget to have a look at the show notes and email me if I've made mistakes, as getting names, grammar and punctuation is essential for the preparation of the journal. If I've done something wrong or you need more information, just email me. Ciao!